Fresh from the showcase here at Swiss Watch Expo, we just got a white gold moon watch in stock, and this one's for everyone, so I'll tell you why coming up. My love of the Moonwatch has been very well documented on this channel, so of course I wasn't going to miss an opportunity to show you this beautiful white gold reference of the Moonwatch that we have. Always love Moonwatches in precious metal. Really lets you know that it's an iconic sports watch, more so than just a tool watch the way that it used to be. And seeing these precious metal references that Omega comes out with is a great example of that. The Moonwatch does have a rich history in precious metal. Of course, the first gold Moonwatch was gifted to NASA as part of the whole collaboration with going to the moon and whatnot. But they've released some in the future in other precious metals. The first white gold one, I believe, was the 30th anniversary of the Apollo 11, which was a very limited production model, I think less than 100. And that goes for a few other editions that came out in the 80s. So there's been very sparingly used white gold cases in the Moonwatch line. So that's why you need to forget about all those watches, because they probably auction for like 6 figures easily, and you're never even going to get to see them. So what we're talking about is one that was released quite recently, and is the first white gold Moonwatch that's not considered a limited production model. Now, they don't have released how many of these they're making, and just because they don't have a limited production run doesn't mean they're easy to get their hands on. But this is kind of the first widely available white gold Moonwatch, and I think this is, again, a great testament to the versatility of this watch. As you can see looking at it, looks surprisingly dressy for a chronograph, and that's one of the many things I love about the Moonwatch in general. So let's talk about this one in specific. What makes this one unique is, while it is not the first white gold Moonwatch, it is the first one made in a relatively recent alloy that Omega is calling Canopus Gold. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. It's probably French or something like that, but it's a very unique alloy which combines, I believe, white gold, of course, along with platinum, palladium, and rhodium, which some of those materials are a lot more expensive than white gold, which is why I think you will notice this, along with all other Canopus gold models in Omega's line, are actually going to be retailing at a good bit more than even the rose gold alloys. This is a very expensive alloy to make, and it looks incredible. I really hope that the camera is going to capture the wonderful finish on this. This is one of the few watches I see where sometimes I think white gold's a little overrated because it doesn't really contrast itself enough with stainless steel. This incredible alloy is definitely meant to shine a lot brighter than even the highest polished stainless steel. And that's even sort of on the more brushed satin finish here on the side. Rarely do I start a video going case first, but this is a truly incredible alloy, and I believe it's the first sports model, at least, I've seen in this specific alloy. It is as advertised. It is definitely living up to the hype. It looks particularly incredible against the ceramic bezel insert here. Very thin, but again, very prominent. And you do get that beautiful contrast against the silver dial too. Looks very much white gold as well. Sort of matches the tone here of the side, and again, gives it a very dressy, very regal look. And that's sort of what this Moonwatch is. This is why I really like this on this beautiful looking lizard skin strap. They do have this model available on a bracelet as well, although of course you could also get the replacement strap as well. But this is really one of the dressier iterations of a Moonwatch I think I've ever seen. And doing this black strap with it, I think, really does it justice. Of course, the manual wind movement gives the case a much thinner profile than a lot of other chronographs, and that makes this a lot more versatile than even, your Daytona or anything like that, in my humble opinion. And one of the reasons why I love this so much. Also, again, with most of the precious metal watches, you're going to get a sapphire crystal with this. I do think that while the acrylic does look nice and it is a part of the Moonwatch tradition, if you're going to get a sport watch in precious metal, you might as well get something durable to protect the inside of it. So I think Omega is definitely going practical with that by keeping this with the sapphire crystal. And you also do have a beautiful sapphire case back, but this being a completely unworn watch means you're not really getting a good view of that beautiful 3861 movement. So we're just going to have to save this for the lucky person who ends up buying this. But best believe it does look incredible. From what I can see without sort of disturbing the sticker on this, wonderful depth inside of this movement. And again, the lucky owner is going to absolutely love peeling this sticker off because it is a sight to behold in the back. This is a fantastic watch, very dressy looking chronograph, and would make a fantastic addition to any Omega collection. Just because it's not a limited edition doesn't mean you're going to see a lot of these. I certainly haven't, and I see more Moonwatches than the average person does day to day. It's a hefty price tag as far as the Moonwatch goes, so it is a very serious investment investment for a very serious Omega collector. But of course, we've got dozens, if not hundreds, of other Speedmasters in a bunch of different lines, including the racing for those of you Speedmaster fans who are looking for a recently discontinued sports model, perhaps with a slightly lower price than the white gold. But for those people who are looking for a super dressy, super serious addition to your Speedy collection, this is one you need to keep your eye on, because there are not a ton of them online, despite what Omega might say. So don't miss out on it, and give us a call at SwissWatchExpo.com.